G'day everyone and welcome to episode 5 of Discussion Points. My name is Bodhi and joining me this afternoon is Jay Falletta, who is fresh off a 2nd place and an 8th place finish over the Sydney double weekend. Welcome, Jay.
Hello.
Sorry, I caught you drinking some water there.
Sorry, I'd like to drink water.
That's okay.
Okay, let's go.
We're going to chat nice and relaxed, casual chat this afternoon, mostly about the Sydney double, your two top cut performances, about Night March Milotic, and then we're going to really dive into a couple of key cards from Breakpoint. So the first thing that I want to chat to you about, Jay, is that first day of the Double City Championships. You placed
Penrith Cities.
Burwood?
Oh, the first day. Okay, so I didn't actually play in the second day at Burwood.
Yeah.
I didn't pre-rego, and
Chatswood then.
they didn't let me play because I didn't pre-rego.
Whoops.
So I only went to Chatswood. Yeah, and that was where I got the second place in the final. Got to the finals. All right. So yeah, I played Night March Milotic, and I mean I had a fairly cruisy day with my matchups. So, like in the back half of the tournament, I played against Lugia, so that was Joltik Food and Mega Mewtwo. So then I just killed with Pump Boost. And then the last round I just ID'd to get in. So it was the first 3 rounds which really were the tough ones. And that was against Gallade, Octillery, Eviltal, Zoroark, and Entei. So I took the loss against Entei due to some pretty terrible prizes. And the other two, I came out on top. So I got in with 4-1-1.
Let's chat about your top 8, your top 4, and obviously the final. Now,
Yeah.
so first of all, what was your matchup in top 8?
Cybertoad Crobat.
Ooh.
Cybertoad Bats. Yeah, so I just assumed I was going to lose that one straight up. But my opponent just dead drew for 2 games straight, and he just didn't have anything. Hex Maniac was pretty great, and he only ended up getting 1 Quaking Punch off in 2 games, and it was just I just hit 180 turn 1. Well, I went second and just hit hard and fast, and there was just no recovery from that for him. Top 8, I was against Eviltal, Zoroark, Jordan Palmer, and that was a fairly cruisy game too. I managed to get the donk in game 1, and then we just played out game 2. I was just conserving resources, killing with Joltics, taking the easy prizes. So, and the final was against Mega Sceptile, which was in my favor slightly, but I managed to screw up quite badly, and took the loss there. So, yeah.
What did you... Let's talk about this second place at Burwood. So...
Chatswood?
Chatswood, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
They sound similar to me. But
That's completely different places, man.
Exactly. No, I don't know Sydney very well, unfortunately. But at Chatswood, your second place finish.
Yep.
What were you expecting the meta to be like on the day?
Okay, so, well, I don't metagame at all. I play Night March because it's the only deck I have built, and I've been refining it since Fan Forces. So basically I just make a deck that interests me, and I stick with it for a while. So Black and White, I was playing Ho-Oh Rebirth, and then once that rotated, I was a bit lost, trying to find inspiration. These guys came out in Fan Forces, I made a deck for it, and I've just stuck with it. Every time a set drops, I add some key cards from the new set, and then that's it. I mean, I haven't played in a tournament since Nationals 2014, and I just kind of picked it up last week and just did pretty well, so that's why I kept playing it. So there's no like, oh, I expect this, so I'll play it. It's what I have built, so yeah, that's my choice. There's no interesting metagame stories there. Sorry.
That's okay. You're just a Night March lover, which is
Yeah.
totally understandable.
And I mean, walking into Chatswood, and there was a field of bats there. That was really scary. But I didn't hit a single bats during my Swiss rounds at all. So that was pretty crazy.
It's lucky.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the Swiss rounds, I could have had significantly worse matchups than what I did. Night March has it's fairly even matchups across the board, so you don't have a lot of complete auto losses because it has answers to things, and if their decks are too slow, you just outspeed them. So it's a comfortable deck to play for me.
We are going to chat a little bit more about your deck now because I've got on the screen here a nice big Milotic, just front and center.
Yeah,
as I'm very well aware that this is probably one of your favorite cards, and I want to chat about Night March Milotic, especially in the meta. You were saying previously that you think Night March just pretty much handles everything well, and I've interviewed a couple of Night March players who are of the same opinion. Is there any insight you can give on Night March that maybe a newer player or even just a casual player may not know about the deck?
Well, I mean, in the meta game, like, you have lots of techs that can just handle stuff. So, I mean, you're only playing the 4 DCE, so Giratina is pretty scary. But with the Zerosic, if you hit them hard enough and fast enough, you can knock them out before they get the attack off. And the Zerosic, you also get rid of their energy. So I especially like the tech supporters in the deck are what really helps against the different things. So you've got like Hex Maniac taking out the bats, Zerosic taking out Giratina, and also Focus Sash, because if you're not one-shotting, you're going to fall behind pretty easily. And yeah, teammates is clutch too, because something dies, you just teammates, DCE, whatever you need, and keep going. So yeah.
What is your opinion on Milotic, aside from it obviously being an incredibly powerful card?
Well, I think a lot of people just assume you're going to get DCE back with Milotic, and I've found that like that only happened. I usually only get DCE back like 50% of the time. There's always other situations where you just need that, like the battle compressor to go again, and if you got a dead hand, it just gets you anything. So basically, you discard piles your deck, and you have to be open-minded with it. And yeah, because I was playing someone and I got back like a teammates or something because I didn't have a Verse Seeker. My hand was pretty dead, so I got back a teammates. And the guy was like, "Oh, I only ever see people get DCE," and it's just like, well, you got to be a bit more open-minded than that because you can get any card you want. It's not just DCE.
Do you think that playing a large line of Milotic is worth it? Maybe 2-2 or even 3-2 in some occasions.
So yeah, I play a 2-2 line. I was 3-3 is really nice. I was playing 3-3 originally in my earlier builds, but like the matchups when you playing 3-3 is nice, but 2-2 still gets the job done. And so it's the third is a luxury, and you're tight on space. So you need if there was space, I'd run 3-3, but there's too many other things that you need. And you can win the matchups with the 2-2, and I got an AZ in there, and AZ you just drop the Milotic, Sparkling Ripples, AZ it back. If you're not going to use a supporter for the turn, you just use an AZ to get the Milotic back, and you just go again next turn. So it's super versatile.
Do you think with the returning of Garbodor and with the upcoming Breakpoint set that we'll see less Milotic in future Night March lists?
Or not really. I'm actually scared of Jolteon EX from Generations because the Night March Milotic doesn't have an answer to that at all. So you get one attack off, and there's not really much we can do. In terms of Garbodor, probably not. I mean, I'm expecting a more tool removal anyway because of fighting Fury Belt, and I think Night March players like you have to actually add more tool removal now because hitting like 220 for the 2 prizes you can do it. It's a pain. 180 is much nicer. So with more tool removal with Night March, Garbodor is probably not going to bother it that much. It's the turn 1 Hex, which is the worst. If when you go second to take the KO, and they just hex you, it's very sad.
What do you think of Hex Maniac as a card? I know you personally run it in your Night March list. Do you think that it's a little too strong?
No, I like it because it punishes. Like, if you're going to rely on abilities, I really like Power Spray as a card. So, yeah, I think if you're just going to make a deck that relies on abilities, like, someone has an answer to you, which is nice. So, yeah, I like it. I think it's good. And it uses up your supporter for a turn, so it's kind of balanced in that way. So, sure, you can turn one Hex, but then you're not really doing much else. Unless you're playing Night March, and then you just use 3 Shamans to draw as well. So, you can do stuff, but then you got a bunch of Shamans on the bench. So there's downsides to it.
It's fair enough. Let's move on now. I want to chat to you a little more about the Sydney Double. Obviously, unfortunately, you weren't able to play because the event was full.
Yep.
But obviously, given the chance to play, would you have stuck with Night March?
Yes, because again, I don't have anything else, and it's more just I like to be comfortable with the deck. I mean, I could pick up any deck and play okay with it, but it's knowing all the outs for everything, which I feel like helped me significantly. Probably wouldn't have done so well at Burwood though, because everyone was like, "Oh, Sceptile won, so I'll switch to Entei," which was so a bunch of people swapped to Entei and a bunch of people swapped to Sceptile at Burwood, and Entei is kind of annoying. It's a pretty close matchup, but I mean, there's pretty close matchups for a lot of decks, but Entei runs a lot less EXs to take easy prizes for.
That's very true. Let's go on now. I do believe there are another 2 city championships this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, one in New South Wales and one up in Queensland.
Mm-hmm.
So, in your opinion, what do you think we can expect to see? Being a Sydney player, what do you think you'll expect to see down in Newcastle this weekend?
Well, there's not going to be a lot of travelling players. It's going to be Newcastle. It's just going to be local players. Metagaming is not my thing. I pretty much just, me and Cruz chat a lot about it, and he has all the answers. So he tells me what to expect.
Let's take a guess. What do you think is going to win in Sydney?
Probably Lucario. Bats, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, because Sceptile was a good play because of all the bats, so perhaps people are more scared off about bats now. So, yeah, I don't know. It's not my thing. Sorry.
That's fair enough.
As I said, I haven't played competitively since 2014, except for last weekend was the first time, and just kind of rocked up, not expecting to do particularly well, and suddenly I took 2 top 8s. I wanted to get 1 top 8 across the 3 or the 4 that I was going to go. So I got my goal.
Well, you and I both, I think.
Yeah, you did pretty well yourself.
Both sort of just turned up and ended up second. It's not too bad.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened to me at Chatswood. Was not expecting that at all.
Alright, so let's go into our final little discussion now. You've given me 3 cards, and they're up on the screen now, that are your favourites from Break
Yeah, it's
Point.
very just the predictably good trainers, I suppose. Nothing different. Puzzle of Time. I absolutely love that card. To put that into, I want to put that in Night March for sure. The Fighting Fury Belt. I love it because it makes bats less annoying with the snipe damage, and also the baby evil tiles, the Oblivion Wing. They can't kill you as easily, but the problem is EXs can put it on as well, and then you're trying to hit 220 with Night March, which, yeah, like I said before, you can do it. You'd rather hit 180. It's a lot nicer. You can conserve a lot more resources than trying to hit the 220. So I love it and I hate it, that card. And what else did I say before?
Max Elixir.
Max Elixir. So I actually want to not play Night March later.
One
and I
day.
feel one day, I want to find inspiration for something different. So as I said before, I really love the black and white Ho-Oh, so I might try and play with the new Ho-Oh, which everyone hates. But I love rainbow decks, so if I'm going to be using Ho-Oh, that's you're going to be using Max Elixir, it's going to be pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
There's some fun hidden potential in that deck.
Yeah, for sure. So I do also like the Ho-Oh EX. It's interesting. It's not Rebirth, but I can't, if they reprinted Rebirth, I'd be straight onto that.
I think it'd be pretty good with Battle Compressor.
Oh, if we played Expanded, that would be Ho-Oh with Rebirth and Battle Compressor. So good. But Battle Compressor is just so broken. It's crazy.
It is. It's silly. The card is totally unfair.
Yeah. I'm big fan of Versicker, but with Battle Compressor as well, it's just you have too much access to the discard pile. So.
And now even more, of course, with Puzzle
and
Time.
Then I have Milotic and then also Puzzle Time, so that's pretty crazy. And I really love Durant too, because I liked Durant back in the day. I like stupid decks. I don't like playing. I was going to say I don't like playing standard stuff, but Night March is pretty.
It's as standard as it comes, I'm afraid.
Yeah, but I mean, I kind of made that independently of everything. So I saw the cards and I'm just like, I'll make the deck, and then every time a new set comes out, I add cards to it. I don't actually read stuff online or look at stuff. So as though it's standard, I still feel like my list is kind of my baby. I like it.
That's it. Well, Jay, I want to thank you very much for joining me this afternoon. It's been a nice, relaxing afternoon, just 15-20 minutes to chat to you about your finishes, about Night March in general. Do you have any plans to travel to any other events for the rest of the season?
I'm only just getting back in the game, so I'll probably just be hanging local. I think first I'll go is probably Canberra, if I can arrange that. Traveling would be nice, but it costs money.
Of course.
So I think, if I continue with how I'm doing at the moment, I could probably get to 200 points just off locals. Hopefully we'll see. I don't go in with expectations. I just kind of rock up and see how I go.
See how it goes, exactly. Well, maybe we'll have a double regionals weekend sometime in April.
Yeah, so if that's around, I'm looking forward to regionals. I was really sad that cities got rid of the trophies. I just want a trophy, really. That's my next goal, get a trophy.
I would have liked one. Unfortunately, I think I'm forever cursed never to get trophies. So I've lost in top 8 at regionals 6 times. So I've never won a top 8 regionals matchup to get me a trophy. So maybe this year. Maybe the year I said I'd never play, I wouldn't play, and I'd just do this kind of stuff. I'll win something.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping to get. Well, I've only had two top 8s, which are the last 2 weekends before. So it's see how I can go with regionals.
That's it, man. Well, thank you very much again for joining me, guys. This has been Ace Trainer Australia's Discussion Points, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Bye now.